So everybody, I'm here today. I want to talk a little bit about Juice World. People always ask is why do you get so emotional? So I'm going to kind of go through the story of how I began to hear about Juice World, when I met Juice World, Cam introducing me to his music. First was All Girls Are the Same. Loved that video. And in that video, I say he's just going to be huge. So I could probably see him going mainstream, which he did. All of those things. March of 2018, began to start listening to his music and all of the different, and paid more attention to the lyrics. Drugs in my vein in this. And I posted a video of me listening to him on my story in March of 2018, and he hearted the story. Then, of course, me being me, I took the opportunity to talk to him because you're going to make it really big. Your lyrics aren't crazy, but relatable. You may have seen the Mom Reacts. Loved your music. I'm excited for you and your future. So don't get caught up in the drugs and hype. Keep your goal in front of you, best to you, with a little heart emoji. And he came back and said, "Thank you so much." I didn't say anything else to him because I didn't realize any struggles about what was happening to him emotionally, or the dealing with anxiety. I wasn't aware of anything like that. And then I saw some Twitter posts. They could have been lyrics. I don't know. That's just me being a mom. And I reached back out to him in April of 2018, and I sent him this really big long. I said, "Hey, I see you on social media struggling with something. Of course, I don't know you, but feel like you're in a bad place. The mom in me just had to reach out. Cam would call me out on this, LOL. Whatever's happening, go seek help from someone who has been there or professional. You need to feel good first. Your music is really, really good. Don't lose what you have. The future is looking great. Wishing you the best." And then he sent me back the hearts with the heart emoji. Thank you. This guy is struggling with something. It just doesn't, like, I don't know. And, when he responded, it's so sweet of him to take the time. We went on to run into him. I think it was the end of 2018. And we saw him in California, a Rolling Loud. And Cam's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, hey, man. Hey, you guys." And Cam's like, "Yeah, well, we want to get that interview," because they had talked back and forth about it. And he said, "Yeah, for sure. Hit me up. Come to the stage." Because of the availability to get backstage and get the right passes, which they always seem to be a problem at venues to get the right access. We see him, and Cameron's like, "Yeah, and he goes, 'Yeah, I gotta head out, but hit me up. I'm gonna let you know my location.'" I think he said, "I want you guys to come out to the Airbnb." So Cam's like, "Oh yeah, sure." So he tried to get in touch with him on Twitter, and then it got too late, and we weren't able to meet up with him. And basically, he had gotten sick that night. He didn't feel real well. And I mean, I can imagine, these guys are performing, jumping up and down all over the stage. And plus, I didn't know what he was going through too, dealing with any kind of anxiety or addiction or anything like that. So we weren't able to interview him. And then we had done some reviews of some more of his videos. Lucid Dreams was the next video that I did a reaction to. It was also done by Cole Bennett. Really, really good. And I'm just like loving his music. Cam's been trying to get in touch with him so that we can do an interview. And things weren't working out at the big venues, at the big festivals, because it's so busy. It just wasn't working out. Then along comes May of 2019. Juice was coming to DC, a venue in Washington, DC. He hit them up, Jake, because it was a Lyrical Lemonade tour. We got tickets. Again, it was, access issues. So we're standing out on the side of the road. Wendell, my husband, Cameron, Jamie, and we're all waiting to try to get in. And all of a sudden, here comes Scheme walking by. Cameron flags him down. He's like, "Man, I don't have the right access. Jake was supposed to get us in, and not Jake's fault, but the people gave us the wrong pass. We can't get in to do these interviews with Ski and Juice." And he's like, "Man, just follow me. I'll get you right in." So that's what happened. In the meantime, let me rewind. Before that, we're waiting, and we're standing on the corner, and here comes Kid Leroy up, and he's like, "Hey, man, what's happening?" And we're talking to him, and This is when he was being mentored and kind of, we didn't know it, but at the time, I guess he was about to sign with Juice's label. We're standing on the corner and here he is. We're just casually talking and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get in too. So here we are with Kid Leroy standing on a corner in DC trying to get into the venue. Anyway, pretty cool. I'd love to do a Kid Leroy interview too, by the way. Cameron started to freak out a bit. It was like fog city in there. You couldn't really see through the smoke. And all of a sudden, here comes the general manager of the venue running in. Stop smoking. I told you guys it's too much damn smoke. Whoever's smoking. I was like, it's not me, you know. And he's like, I don't care who it is. People need to stop smoking in here. And he performed, and then he came off stage. Poor guy was sweating to death and everything. And Allie was in the other room, and I met her, and we're 2-room. And then there were a ton of people in there. He had a barrage of people with him. We had the cameras all set up and everything, and you know, we told him we were ready, and he came over and did the interview. And
this interview means so much to me. I'm gonna explain why. Okay,
I can't wait. It was like I already knew him, and he said he was big fans of the channel. He watched us review his music on the channel. You know, that's how he knew about us, and that's probably why, you know, he was always responding to myself or Cameron. He was just a sweet and genuine, so polite. And if you watch the video, you see. And a lot of people would ask me, why is he looking kind of straight ahead and I was off to the right of him? In front of him, in front of us, I guess at least 10 to 15 of his friends just sitting there watching the whole video, watching the whole interview and talking and everything. These interviews that I do aren't serious. They're not meant to be. They're meant to be, we came up with this whole series, fun, you know, interesting, off the wall questions, mom questions, interviewing rappers, questions to ask him, who he wanted at his dinner table, which is always one that I love to ask because I want to see who they admire and who they would like to talk with. And then tell me something that you're fearful of. And he said, I'm fearful of disappointing people. I didn't realize the impact of that question and what he meant by it. And now I know what he was fearful of, what might happen with his addiction, and that maybe one day he wasn't going to be with us. And of course, his biggest fear came true, which haunts me to this day that he said that in the interview. You know, if people watch that, it's just, one of the things that he had done that he really loved was, you know, buying his mom a car, I believe, doing some things for his mom. And it was close to Mother's Day. So that's why I was asking that question. But, and the last question was, tell us something nobody knows. Everybody takes that snippet of our interview and puts it out on all the rap channels. But I was the one who asked the question. And he told me the answer, and he said, no one knows, was that he hates the song Lucid Dreams. And that's what he says in the interview. And I asked him why, and he's just like, I don't know, I just hate it. You know, I couldn't get him to come out and say, maybe because there was a, you know, dispute behind it, the usage of the melody. But he wouldn't say, he just said, I hate the song Lucid Dreams. Now to know that that's the song that's gone crazy platinum, I mean, you know, most streamed song. I mean, just crazy for him. I don't know all the analytics, but, and then we had a couple more conversations on Instagram where he was talking about his mom, and I'd comment and I'd say, gosh, that's so great that you're so good to your mom and so sweet. Always stay close to your mom. And he's like, of course, mom means everything, or something he said back to me. But the last text message I sent to him was on his birthday, or Instagram DM was on his birthday, the year he died, you know, was wishing him happy birthday. And I don't know if he ever saw it. He never responded to that. He had responded to something in November, but he didn't respond to that. And I didn't think anything of it. And then when he passed, I was like, oh my God, you know, I remember seeing it and texting Cameron because he's in LA and he's 3 hours behind me, and just, it was freaky. And so Cameron wakes up to a text message from me saying Juice WRLD died. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I could cry now about it. Ugh. Whew. It's just, it's so senseless other young people who are not with us because of the situation with drugs and addiction and anxiety, depression, whatever. It's like a lot of controversy and a lot of issues. I know when his mom just recently did that interview and she blamed a lot of his crew, and the people around him. I can understand what she's saying as a mom. That's tough. You become the 5 people you surround yourself with. And that's just been a long time, forever saying that those people have a heavy influence on you. For the record labels, for the people around him that were close to him, yes, you can't control him. He's an adult. He's over 18. He's got a mind of his own. I would just say don't feed the fire. I mean, don't be a part of it. For the record labels, I have to say that it is disappointing with all the money that they make off of artists and the way those contracts read. Lack of nurturing and consideration for the life of the person they're making the money on. That really, to me, it just puts a pit in my stomach. It's sickening because labels need to be more aware of the health and well-being of the person they're making money on. Period. Granted, it's an image, it's this, it's that. Okay, if you want to run around with red double cups and look like you're drinking lean, that's fine. But damn sure better make sure there's no lean. These guys are performing or when they're filming. It shouldn't be, let's try to help them. We're just losing people over and over and over. So with his passing, then after that, every single time, the first posthumous video and recording that came out, I mean, I just couldn't even make it through the whole reaction because it's so sad. I did not know him on a daily. My heart breaks for those people. I did not know him on a daily, but I knew enough about him to know that he was a good guy. He was no different than my kid or kids. So talented. And I do think that he is one of the people from Cameron's generation, between his mainstream presence and his underground presence when he first started. He is one of the main people that will be remembered for that time. I guess with that, I hope that clears up the confusion and the reason why. I mean, I got upset today, why I feel the way I feel. Plus, I'm a mom. And so for anybody who's some little, whatever they call them, troll or whatever, what I got to say to you. I'm not going to say in this video though, but give you some sign language is what I would like to say, because you don't understand when you become a mom, not every mom does, but you feel nurturing. You want to take care of people. And when something happens that you feel like could have been prevented or was senseless, or something happens to a young person like that, it just hurts your heart. But I think there's a lot to celebrate in his life. He has amazing music. People will listen to it forever. It's a shame that it ended the way it did. But that is why I get so emotional. And that is my relationship with Juice WRLD and how he got to know us just by watching our channel. And there he is on our channel. So we love all you guys and stay safe, and we'll see you around.